Anne Baxter was a Golden Globe Award-winning actress who was the granddaughter of renowned architect Frank Lloyd Wright. Did you know that she turned to Hollywood after she was removed from a Broadway show? Let's take a look at some more secret facts about the beautiful actress in this video. She was inspired by Helen Hayes to become a stage actress. Baxter was born May 7, 1923, in Indiana. She appeared in her first school play when she was 5 years old. She moved with her family to New York a year later, where she continued to perform in school plays. When she was 10 years old, she saw a Broadway play that starred Helen Hayes. She was deeply touched by Hayes' performance, and when she went home, she told her family that she was going to grow up to become an actress. She worked hard and appeared in her first Broadway play when she was just 13 years old. She decided to act in films after she was replaced in a Broadway play. Soon after she appeared in her first Broadway play, she started learning acting from Maria Opinskaya at her school. She was chosen to play the role of Katharine Hepburn's little sister when she was 19 years old. Unfortunately, Hepburn wasn't happy with Baxter's performance, and she thought her acting skills weren't right for the play. So she decided to have her replaced. Instead of losing hope and giving up, Baxter set her eyes on finding a role in a Hollywood film. She based her character in All About Eve on an old understudy. Baxter was selected for the role in All About Eve because she looked like Claudette Colbert, the actress who was initially supposed to play Davis's character in the film. After the shooting of the film, Baxter said she modeled her character on an understudy she worked with in her first Broadway play when she was 13 years old. She used some unflattering words when she described the understudy, which is understandable considering they threatened to end Baxter's career when she performed in the play. She and Bette Davis both lost the Best Actress award to Judy Holliday. Anne Baxter and Bette Davis both starred in the 1950 film All About Eve, and everyone believed that both actresses would be able to win Oscar awards if one of the actresses was placed in the supporting actress category. The producers were afraid that they would cancel each other out if they were placed in the same category, and that's exactly what happened. Anne was asked if she would like to be placed in the category, but she refused. Both of them ended up being nominated for the Best Actress award, but neither actress won. The award went to Judy Holliday instead. Bette Davis and Baxter didn't actually have a feud during the shooting of All About Eve. Contrary to what the film studios wanted the public to believe at the time, Baxter and Davis were actually on good terms with each other, and there was no feud going on between them. Their studio tried to play it up while the film was being made, especially after Baxter refused to be put in the supporting actress category so both actresses could win an award at the Oscars. During the filming of the film, Baxter said Davis would come to her and make snake noises at her, but it was only a joke between the two actresses. Speaking about her relationship with Davis in an interview, she said, "That was one of the happiest companies I've ever been in my life." Her role in The Razor's Edge was her favorite performance. In 1946, Baxter starred in The Razor's Edge as the sad and heartbroken Sophie MacDonald. She won the Academy Award and the Golden Globe Award for Best Supporting Actress for her role. She mentioned in an interview that her performance in The Razor's Edge was her, quote, only great performance, unquote. She'd lost her brother when he was 3 years old, and in one scene of the film, she loses her husband and her child, and it made her feel as if she was reliving the death of her brother. 13 other actresses were screen tested for the role before it was finally given to Baxter. She said, "It never occurred to me they would even consider me for the part. I'd been sidetracked into sweet ingenue roles, and from what I'd heard about Sophie, I didn't have a prayer." She blamed herself for her separation from her first husband. Baxter married John Hodiak on July 7, 1946, and had her daughter Katrina with him in 1951. Their marriage only lasted 5 years because Baxter felt they were incompatible with each other. At least that's what she believed at first. She published a book later in which she said it was her fault the relationship ended. She mentioned in her book that she loved John as much as he loved her, but they had become very distant, and they would often go days without talking to each other. It had come to a point where Baxter began believing that even a fight would be enough to reduce the distance between them. She said, "To my shame, I'd picked one fight at least in order to unfreeze the word divorce." She lived on a ranch alone with just her babies in Australia for some time. Baxter married Randolph Galt in 1960. Galt was the owner of a cattle station in a small town near Sydney where Baxter was shooting a film. Baxter and Galt divorced in 1970, after which Baxter lived on a ranch alone with no one but her two babies. She described her experiences in her book, Intermission, A True Story. She wrote in her book, "It was terribly hard work, and I was terribly lonely. The nearest town was an hour and a half away by Jeep. I had two babies. I cooked, took care of the children, and a 26-room house. I learned a little about cattle and rode horses whenever I wasn't pregnant." She suffered from a brain aneurysm when she was walking down Madison Avenue in New York City. In 1985, Baxter was looking for a taxi on Madison Avenue when she fell to the ground because of a brain aneurysm. She was immediately taken to New York's Lenox Hill Hospital and was put on life support. She remained on life support for 8 days, after which her family concluded that her brain had completely stopped functioning, so they decided to pull the plug. She was pronounced dead on 12th December. She was 62 years old at the time of her death. She's buried at Lloyd Jones Cemetery on the estate of her grandfather, Frank Lloyd Wright. Baxter has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. She never considered herself a personality like the way other actors and actresses of her time were. She always said that she was an actress and nothing more. She believed that it wasn't right to let her personality take over all of her roles, which is what so many film stars did at the time. In her own words, "I do what I do from inside someone else's skin." So what's your favorite film by Anne Baxter? Which of the facts in this video did you find the most interesting? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.